Hi, my name is Zekwang. Welcome to another episode of Bytes. During this time of the COVID-19 situation, a lot of us are stuck at home and there's not a lot that we can do to meet up with each other, and sometimes it sucks the life out of you being stuck at home. I understand that personally. Sometimes it's a bit sad when we cannot go out and meet with our church members and to worship together, to hear the word together and to edify one another during this time. However, in today's technological times, we thank God for things like Zoom, things like Skype, like Google Hangouts, Microsoft Teams, if any of you use Microsoft Teams. I don't use Microsoft Teams. But what we can do during this time is that we can actually use mediums like this to still meet up with each other, to chit-chat with one another, and even to edify one another. I'm going to share a few tips on what you can do to help improve your Bible study online. These tips are not just meant for the COVID-19 situation. It's also if you want to have Bible studies with people from overseas, exchange overseas, or they migrate overseas, but you still want to keep in contact with them, you still want to have Bible studies with them. Hopefully these tips is useful even for a time after the COVID-19. Alright, the first point is to use the camera. I understand that, as participants, you will want to shut off your camera, keep your privacy, but as a Bible study leader, one thing to actually help things going and to help the Bible study leader is to turn on camera. So as a Bible study leader, what you can do is to encourage people to turn on the camera. I understand that, some people might not have a camera or some people's camera might not be working. However, to turn on your camera, it will actually help you as a Bible study leader to gauge the mood, gauge the setting, the atmosphere, as compared to, everything is just blank, you just see their names, you see black screen, and you talk as though you're giving a sermon. The second point, choose people to read out Bible verses, to pray, and to give answers. Sometimes, as Bible study people, what we'll do is that we would, ask, okay, who wants to open in prayer? And you just remain silent. Everyone just stares at you and no one wants to say. And if, like, for example, you ask, alright, anyone want to give an answer to this? Then everyone just keeps quiet, waiting for another person to answer. That situation in a real life setting is amplified even in a Zoom call. So one thing that you can do as a Bible study leader is to just outrightly, hi, Elisa, can you please open in a word of prayer? Or hi, Ben, can you please read out this passage? Or Ian, can you please give me an answer? And just directly ask them for an answer. That will save time, that will save the awkwardness, and that will just outrightly help the mood of the Bible study. The next tip I'll be sharing is to do things that allow everyone to participate at the same time. Sometimes you're like, alright, can I get Ian to share the answers? And then you get Ian sharing, alright, this answer, this answer, this answer, this answer. Then everyone else just silent with the microphones mute and you just stare at the cameras. But actually one thing you can do is to do something that encourages everyone to participate at the same time. For example, one is to use the chat system. Every video conferencing application allows you to have the chat system that you can use. So one thing you can do is that you ask the question and ask everyone to just spam the chat with answers. Then you see everyone just having the answer come in like that, rather than asking one person to share. So rather than just having one person share, you just spam the chat one shot like that and you get everyone to be able to see the answers. And then for you as a Bible study leader, you can look at the chat and you can pick up the answers from there. That will help make things more interactive and to also prevent people from zoning out, using their phone outside because there's no accountability there. Another way you can do to make everyone participate at the same time is to use the camera. So with the cameras on, you can actually do things with the camera. One thing that I normally do is I will ask them, like, for example, are you feeling happy today? And if you do, please raise your right hand. If you're not, please raise your left hand. And to use the camera to get people to interact and you can see everyone participating at the same time. So get people to raise their hands, whether one, whether two, or make signs with their hands to give an answers. One of the things that I got them to do is to do arts and crafts. So for example, I got them to make like a cross, make a heart, make a circle, make a square, ask them to cut it out into nice shapes. And what I do is that I will ask them, write down the answers on these little shapes. So for example, I ask, okay, this passage is talking about the heart, cross, circle, or square. Then ask them to lift up the shapes. Then you can see everyone participate and see what shapes they do. And this is one of the ways that you can participate, make everyone participate at the same time. Another way you can use the camera is to get them to draw. Ask them to get pieces of paper, run around the house, get scraps of paper, draw the pieces of paper, and ask them to show the drawing on the camera. Then get everyone to see the drawing that they have drawn, to include activities like this into your Bible study. But the whole underlying principle of this point is to get everyone to participate at the same time, rather than getting one person to describe, another person to describe, another person to describe. Hopefully it will allow people to be a bit more vibrant and not too sleepy and not to like zone out if their names are not called. The next tip is to use whatever tool that you have. One of the mediums that I normally use is Zoom, and Zoom has a whiteboard feature, a screen share, polls, breakout rooms. Use the materials provided for you. So like the whiteboard system, you get everyone to draw something on the whiteboard, get everyone to type something on the whiteboard, or like do polls, do breakout rooms where you split your Bible study into different rooms. These are things that you can do to spice up your Bible study a bit, rather than you just teaching and then they just leaning. To include things like that. One more point that I'll be sharing is to play games during your Bible study. Previously in another episode, Joel gave a few game ideas that you can play through Zoom. So the link to that video will be in the description below. Take some ideas, include some of these games in your Bible study. Hopefully some of these tips are helpful to all of you while you are running your Bible studies. I understand that it is a time where it is uncertain and we don't know how long we'll be able to continue on like that. I understand that having Bible studies through Zoom can be tiring, can achieve, a lot of scientists are calling it Zoom fatigue, video conferencing fatigue, where things can get a bit tiring, especially the lack of human interactions. So hopefully with some of these tips, it will help lighten some of these moods, it will help lighten some of these burdens and help prevent the fatigue on setting in earlier, and to be able to continue on having this Bible study as effectively, as fun as possible. And with that, thank you for watching. If you have any more tips on how you can properly and effectively run a Bible study online, please leave them in the description below. Follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, be able to see more content about what we can do to help each other out during this time of COVID-19. And with that, once again, my name is Kwang. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again.